There we go, that's perfect.
Sean, we gotta start. Sorry.
Okay, it's 6:47. We'll convene the meeting. Call to order at 6:47 p.m. Okay, our first order of business is going to be to appoint a CAO. So we're going to need some time. So we have to go to camera for that. So we're going to ask everybody to move out into the. Yeah. So, sorry. Or maybe we can move out.
Don't you guys have that room over here?
Yeah, we can go over here.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go over there and we'll give us about
Design.
some time and we'll.
Yep.
And that's exactly.
Okay, so, we need a motion first of all, for this one here.
Oh, yeah.
Libby, do I have somebody for the chair for a minute?
Oh, that.
Go ahead, Sean.
Everybody had to do.
So we need a motion to actually
Allow recording.
allow recording, yes. So that's what we're gonna do. I'll move that motion.
I'll second the motion.
Okay,
Whereas Council of the Village of Ryley desires the public to be permitted to record and live stream this meeting. And whereas Article 6.11 of the Village Procedural Bylaw provides that council may authorize such use of electronic recording devices by resolution. Now therefore, Council of the Village of Ryley resolves to permit the use of electronic recording devices during the regular meetings of council. So I started that motion, Cindy seconded it, or Lindy, sorry.
you can try and fix that while we're. Okay, the next motion we're going to need is one to go into camera.
You have to vote on this one.
Oh,
Yeah, we have to vote.
sorry.
You're right.
All in favor?
We
Carried.
got lots of helpers.
Yes,
Don't
I see
worry.
that.
We've been under the loop for a while, as you all know.
Yeah. Okay. The next motion is to move into camera, so.
That's
I'll move that Council for the Village of Ryley convene in a closed session at 6:49 p.m. pursuant to the MGA Municipal Government Act, Section 197, and pursuant to the Freedom of Information and Protection of Privacy Act, FOIP, Section 17, disclosure harmful to personal privacy for the purposes of discussing the potential candidates for the Chief Administrative Officer.
I'll second that motion. Okay.
All in favor?
All in favor? Thank you. Carried. We'll get it before the night is out.
There's vodka in here.
There's what?
Vodka.
Okay, so bear with us, and John, you want to try and fix that?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, no, copy.
It's easier for us to move.
Yeah.
Yes, the recall.
Okay.
Or you get it in your box.
That's okay.
I was stepping. Okay, try and put me
Yeah.
down. You know, if that is gonna happen. I
Yeah, here's.
Yeah, so, thank you everybody for your patience. We're having some trouble with the protected minutes that were prepared ahead of time, the format. So you'll be able to follow along on there, and then John will just be handwriting in the motions and the times, et cetera, like that. But in real time, he won't be able to add it. So we're just gonna keep it up there for everybody to follow. And John will be taking notes, so thank you.
We're just getting some copies made for John. you can follow along.
I'm surprised after this didn't bring up this cigarette. We just thought that would be the wrong thing. I know.
When are you getting your King Charlie pictures?
Can I take a picture of you guys?
We, they're supposed to be coming, we just don't know when they're coming.
Bigger frames for the ears.
Yes.
Hey. So we can hear better. We did want to listen to fly.
Too short.
Did you make that a selfie?
Yep. I got my eyebrows in the picture, it'll be nice. It's all my kids can stare at nowadays.
Estrell is still shorter, it's not. Spence is almost as tall
We
as
convened,
I do. Fantastic. He's so
yeah. The first one? Yeah. That was carried. And then next one was Linda. 1A-1. In session, closed session at 6:49. I second. And carried.
You went to get some copies.
So John's got something. Just thinking.
We need a motion to come on camera.
Yes.
Did you get that, John?
All in favor? Carried. Okay, ready for the next motion? Okay, I'll make that. We've chosen our CEO and, it'll be moved by myself. That council for the village of Ryley appoint with immediate effect as the Ryley interim chief administrative officer, Julie Brownage, who is in our audience.
I'll second your motion.
Seconded, okay.
No. Well,
All in favor? Carried. Okay, now.
Now, to piss everyone off,
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that council for the village of Ryley adjourn to reconvene the regular council meeting in 20 minutes,
And,
just to give the CAO some coordination and preparation time.
You're putting in work right now?
Right now.
Woohoo!
I'm
And I will second that.
20 minutes.
Okay.
20 minutes. We can go.
You can have your cigarettes.
Thank you. You guys are all in favor?
All in
Yeah, 20 minutes to. No.
Okay, Julie, and just for clarification for everybody, just to clarify everything, we have to have a CAO to carry on the meeting. And so, that's why we've appointed Julie, and, so now we're gonna carry on, we're gonna prepare an agenda, and, we'll come back out, and, we're ready to go.
Hey, lesson learned.
Okay,
Like this for
we'll take a look at that right now. Watch yourself. Yeah. And, first, order of business is to appoint a chair to this meeting. And so I'll make the motion. Moved by myself that whereas council for the village of Ryley seeks better control and proper procedure to be carried out by the chair of this meeting. And whereas pursuant to the MGA at section 181, which does not provide any authority to any single or group of councillors, and which does provide the only authority to act or decide with council by enacting a resolution or bylaw. And whereas, and the act takes precedence over bylaws, and whereas Article 13.7 of the village procedural bylaw conflicts with the MGA, stating that the ruling of a chairperson shall be final, because the authority of council supersedes the authority of any chairperson presiding over a council meeting. And whereas pursuant to Article 12.2A of the village procedural bylaw, the mayor shall preside at council meetings unless a bylaw provides otherwise. And whereas pursuant to Article 6.3 of the village procedural bylaw, it is not specifically required that the mayor remain in the chair to preside after taking the chair, to call the members to order. And whereas pursuant to Article 2.6 of the village procedural bylaw, it is the prerogative of council to appoint a chair from among the councillors to preside at meetings, providing by bylaw that a councillor other than the mayor can preside. Now therefore, council for the village of Ryley appoints with immediate effect as the chair to preside over the remainder of this regular council meeting, Councillor Lindy Nickel. All in favor?
I second it. Yep.
Okay, adoption of the agenda, so, we needed a mover, or if there's any changes.
I will move this. That pursuant to Article 44.2E, 4 of the Village Procedural Bylaw, Council of the Village of Ryley seeks the approval of a CAO to create the draft agenda for this meeting that follows the order of business listed in Article 8 of the Village Procedural Bylaw, with item 1 having been already enacted as appointing a CEO, item 2 being governance matters under Article 8.2G, new business, item 3 being administrative matters under the Article 8.2, G, new business, item 4 being personal matters under Article 2.8G, new business, and item 5 being the introduction of a procedural bylaw, amending bylaw under the Article 8.2H. Bylaws, and further, the council also requests that the CEO consider approving or denying any additions, that the council may request by resolution immediately after the motion is considered debated and put to a vote.
Okay, I will second that.
All in favor? Carried. Do we have any additions? Do you have any additions?
No?
Moved by, I'll move it, moved by moi, that pursuant to Article 4.2 of the Village Procedural Bylaw, Council for the Village of Ryley adopt the agenda as presented, amended, and approved by the CAO.
I will second that.
All in favor?
previous minutes.
Yeah.
Do you want me to speak to that?
No, I can speak to that. So I would like to move that council for the Village of Riley request the approval for addition to the agenda.
We are indeed.
Oh, sorry. Which one, yeah,
1D1,
D1?
adopt previous one.
Oh, sorry. I'll move that, whereas pursuant to MGA 20-2, a council must not exercise a power, function, or perform duty that is by law or by law specifically assigned to the CEO administrative officer. Now therefore, council for the Village of Riley directs Mayor, this is wrong, right?
No, that's right.
Directs Mayor Nikita Lee be delivered, Lee to deliver immediately to the CEO all originals and all drafts, electronic and hard copies, in the possession of his or in his control of any council meeting minutes that have not been adopted by the resolution of council.
Seconder,
Brian, you second
all in favor?
We will have to give a directive to our CAO to collect those minutes, or is this,
I think
that
that's,
should,
yeah.
that should do it?
Yep.
Okay.
Can we make the next one?
I can make it. Moved by myself. That council for the Village of Riley hereby proclaims that if Mayor Nikita Lee is found to be in possession or in control after midnight on February 22nd, 2023, of any form of council regular meeting minutes that have not been adopted by resolution of this council, that he shall be considered automatically in violation of the village code of conduct.
that. I'll second that.
All in favor? Moved by myself that council for the Village of Riley directs administration to place a most urgent and most high priority on delivering all overdue draft minutes to council for adoption, and further that the CAO is hereby authorized to spend up to $1,000 for additional labor, consultation, administrative, or clerical type support fees against Ledger 2-12-250 contracting for this purpose.
And I will second that.
All in favor? Now we have delegations.
I think being as we didn't, everybody was kind of out of the loop, is there anybody that would like to mention anything or bring anything forward? You've got 15 minutes if you need it.
That's 5 minutes each.
Yeah.
So if anybody wishes to speak, they have 5 minutes.
I just have one thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kim, like to stand?
Hi, I'm the manager of the municipal library in Ryley, and we have outstanding appointments that need to happen that we haven't received for people that have been appointed to our board, such as Councillor Dusher and another member, and we're needing that to be finalized so we can go ahead with our meetings.
Thank you. Yes, Ian?
Yes, I want to know if we're going to end up getting FCSS back on board and a daycare for our children in town.
That, we'll take that under advisement and
We've got a few things we need to get straightened up, I think, before that, but it is something that's been on the radar that just hasn't been looked
For the
into.
daycare?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
there was a mention of a few things.
Because I know there's a lot of parents in town
Yep.
that are in desperate need of this. And the moms need a place to go with their kids, and
I'm also wondering if, you guys have a specific size building you need, correct?
we do, considering they were trying to see if they were able to do some work with either the upstairs of the curling rink
Right?
or even in the basement of the community hall. But we never heard anything back. It kind of seemed like it was scuttled under the rug.
I think it would be a good idea if you give our CAO, what do you need, like how many square feet? Is there
Well,
anything
I'm not-
specific?
Like, I'm not specifically in charge of
Okay.
it, but,
We'll have her reach out
just-
to,
yeah,
I can't remember her name, who's in charge of that?
Larissa.
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 yeah,
Please tell Larissa to contact me.
yes.
Yeah, if you could do that,
yeah, we can try and contact her and do that.
yeah, and we'll try and get something going.
Okay.
as soon as-
I think we have time for one more delegation.
Can I read it?
Sure, Krista Lee.
So, good evening, council. Thank you for letting me stand up and be heard. I believe I speak for many residents when I say this. I can't express how happy I am to see your choice for an interim CEO. Appointing someone who's local to the area, someone who will not cost us a fortune to travel, and who could be here on the ground and in the office instead of managing from afar is important. At this time, Miss Bradridge was our acting CAO many years ago, and she worked for the village for many years. She's hitting the ground running because she understands the dynamics of Ryley and the relationship between Ryley and our regional partners. This will save so much time and money to get into the village back on track quicker. I'm very excited and confident that the village has finally started on the road to good recovery. Well done, council.
Ditto.
Thank you, everybody. Business from the minutes, since we don't have any business coming from any minutes, we're just gonna move on to new business governance. So, first on our agenda for that is organizational, appointment of the mayor. So Helen?
Where are you at?
I'm on.
You lost. I was here.
They're all welcome back.
You're talking about delegations.
So,
Oh, six, sorry.
okay.
Undecided stuff. Organization, gotcha. You're talking, yes. Did that.
I will make a motion that, council for the village of Ryley appoint with immediate effect as the chief elected official, otherwise known as the mayor of Ryley, Councillor Brian Dusher.
I will second that.
Brian, do you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
Madam
I'm gonna
Chair,
move my butt out of this chair.
Madam Chair, may I say something, please?
Delegations was before Jason.
Oh, I'm
Yes.
sorry, I missed it. Could I ask respectfully that you guys use your outside voices when you talk, please? I'm actually having a hard time hearing you.
Okay,
Sorry.
Thank you, I apologize, thank you.
I guess the mic's on.
No, we don't have
we don't have one.
Hey, the council's transparent, I can see them again.
Ken?
I have a question. This is all fine and dandy. How does this affect him not coming back saying this is illegal?
It's a regular council meeting. We held it legally with a quorum.
Yeah.
And we appointed a chair to act until such time as we could have a CAO in place and they could approve our agenda, which is in the procedural bylaw.
Okay.
So everything tonight has been done by
By
the
law.
law
And
and
this-
by law.
This is
So we
also
should, he
been,
can be tossed, if he comes here, he can be,
No,
he just won't be the mayor.
He's just not the mayor.
Effective
Okay.
immediately.
Yeah,
So we
Well,
still
for
have
now.
to remove him
For
from
now.
council.
for now.
Have you guys had any direction from municipal affairs on how to?
We have.
Okay,
Yep.
good.
We've
We
talked to Rebecca Schultz,
Excellent.
Randy Cox, and Gary Sandberg as well on this.
yeah. We've sent emails today to Minister Schultz. And I talked to Lucian and, your email went to,
Yeah, so when you guys remember last meeting, and we had Lucian on the phone, and Lucian said, what does your procedure bylaw say?
Right.
So that's what we're following,
yeah.
which we should have been following in the first place.
Yes, perfect.
So
Thank you.
I don't believe there's any reason he may try to, but
Yeah.
I don't think he has a leg to stand on.
No legality to it.
No legalities, no.
So he's still on council, he's just not mayor.
That's correct.
Yep.
Okay, thank
For a
you.
little while.
Yeah, there's more on that.
But you said December
We'll see you
22nd, didn't you? So it's got till
February.
or February.
Come on, that's only to provide us with all the minutes that from the previous minute, the previous meeting that he's got in his
Yes.
possession. We need those.
We've been asking
Mr.
for
Mayor?
it. Not received.
Yes. I haven't been sworn in yet, I'm sorry.
Well, you said, April 22nd, but
No, he said February.
or sorry, February 22nd, but on the, writing it said February 21st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can't edit these at the moment, the file's
Oh, okay.
locked, so it's there to follow the guidelines.
Alright.
Yeah.
Give him hell, Leo, give him hell.
We're just anxious.
Now we have Okay, we can do it right here. I, Brian Dusher, do solemnly and sincerely promise and swear that I will duly, faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge, execute the powers and perform the duties entrusted to me as mayor.
Someone asked the CEO if the deputy mayor stays the same for now?
We're just about to change that too.
Step by step.
And the fact that you are counseling for the village of
Oh, yeah.
Yes, please.
That's why we have Julie.
She's a stickler.
Thank goodness.
Every counselor is a commissioner also by virtue of their
By
office.
virtue, yes,
But only for council municipal issues, not for the public.
that's right. But when you don't have a stamp, then you have to say the reason that you
Yes.
consider yourself.
I'm one too, I'm a commissioner.
Perfect.
Oh, well, that was
Whoa.
It's a light show.
Files back.
Thanks.
Sure.
First realize he's canceled meetings.
Is there something special about that seat that you really want?
That was the longest I've sat in that seat ever.
Well, it's much better, nice and view.
That's a view.
Julie, her name needs to.
Thank you.
And your water.
See, I have a boss too, right?
I don't think so.
Okay. Give me 1 second as soon as I get caught up here. No problem.
It's number 282 is next.
Okay, we may have to take another little break here, but we have one more motion to make, and that is 2A-2.
I'll make that motion.
You'll make that motion?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to read it out, Sheldon?
A motion that council of the village of Ryley directs VM Systems to immediately secure the mayor@riley.ca email account and temporarily suspend all of Councillor Nikita Lee's system user accounts and access until they can be assumed by Mayor Brian Dusher, identified as mayoral domain and separated from other councilors' domains and from the administration's domains.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Carried. Okay.
You're okay for a quick break, right?
Yeah, we need to call VM system, so if you'll look after that, you can call. Yes, they will.
Okay. I knew that it was just good.
Yeah, oh,
Arthur's there till 3 o'clock in the morning. So.
Yeah.
I have Arthur's personal cell phone.
Oh. Are we taking a break or is she just?
Yeah, we should take a break.
We have to motion.
Okay.
It's Lindy calling, how are you?
Do we need to make a motion on that?
We've just passed the motion that, you are to immediately secure the mayor@riley.ca email account and temporarily suspend all of his system user accounts and access until they can be assumed by Friday.
And we'll give you a copy of the motion in the morning.
Well, let's just keep it, you know.
Moved by Councillor Reed, I seconded it as Councillor Nickel, and all in favor, there's 3 of us.
You can send me the motion.
And I can send you a copy of the motion in the morning. Nope. Sure, hang on just a second. Everybody say hi to Arthur.
Hi.
Councillors in, Councillor Reed, and who was the third councillor?
Mayor Dusher.
Mayor Dusher, can you please inform me of the motion?
Yeah, I'll read it to you. Moved by Councillor Sheldon Reed, that council for the village of Ryley directs VM Systems to immediately secure the mayor@riley.ca email account and temporarily suspend all of Councillor Nikita Lee's system user accounts and access until these can be assumed by Mayor Brian Dusher, identified as mayoral domain and separated from other councillor domains and from administration domains. And that was seconded by Lindy, and the motion was carried.
Okay, we'll take care of this ASAP. Would you like an update as soon as it's complete?
Yeah, just text the number that called you. That would be great.
Will do, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Liz.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. You'll get it shortly.
they're forgetting already they have a CAO in place.
Dasher.
It's been so long.
No. Well, it's been quite a while. Okay, we have a motion now. I'll make this motion. Moved by Councillor Dusher that council for the village of Ryley remove Councillor Nola Wood Herrick as deputy chief elected official, otherwise known as the deputy mayor of Ryley, effective immediately.
It should be made now, should it not?
No, deputy mayor, is what I said.
No, but you know, the councillor, the mayor.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, sorry.
How quickly we go.
I'm learning.
I'll second that motion.
Okay.
Sorry, Jason, I'll start using my bedside voice.
I didn't know you were that one.
All in favor? Carried. Okay, I see that we no longer have a deputy mayor. I will nominate Lindy Nickel as deputy chief elected official. Do you?
I will second that.
Yes, I accept.
Okay. All in favor? Carried.
a heart by your name.
Oh, I was gonna do that, I didn't think it'd be professional.
Second, Shelby?
I do, yes.
2A, you don't do the next one. Well, we will have to make a note of it in the minutes of when I took the chair.
Thank you.
We did.
Okay.
So we're not going through that motion?
No. Okay, now, Lindy, it's your turn to take the oath.
Yeah.
Okay. Go.
I, Lindy Nickel, do solemnly and sincerely promise and affirm that I will duly, faithfully, and to the best of my skill and knowledge execute the powers and perform the duties entrusted to me as Deputy Mayor.
Sign it now. Which is that? Okay, what we'll do is we'll put that. Or we should move that next motion into camera at the end of the meeting.
Motion 2B-1. Should be in camera.
Yeah. Oh, no, we can't. It has to, the motion has to be made out of camera.
So it has to be made out of camera, we'll make it when we get there.
Okay.
But what we're dealing with there has to be in camera, I believe,
Yeah.
as much as what we're doing in camera.
Just bear with me here, everyone.
The discussion.
That wasn't called. It was just a meeting. Telling me to breathe.
Oh, good.
Okay, okay, I'll make the next, motion there. One, 2B1-1 is going to be going into camera, and then we'll come back out and make the motion. So I move by, Mayor Dusher that council for the Village of Ryley will set appointments to committees, boards, and commissions at the next regular council meeting. At the next meeting of council, sorry.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor? Carried. Okay. Yeah, the organizational, the regular council meetings. Somebody would like to,
I can move that.
Yeah, I just have to be careful with what
The council for the Village of Ryley changed regular meetings to the fourth Tuesday of each month, and that these meetings commence at 6:45 pursuant to the Article 6-1, of the Village Procedural Bylaw, and further that regular council meetings shall be held in council chambers in the primary and may be moved without notice to the Ryley Community Hall if the attendance by the public is required for additional space.
I will second that.
This is third Tuesday?
Yeah,
It's
changed on me.
Yeah, it's the fourth Tuesday.
It happened to motion to be,
We moved that one to discussion in camera.
we're not allowed to see that?
You
Yes.
go,
They
there's
come out of
some
camera.
words in
Yeah.
there that are maybe pointables, that's.
Okay, the next, direction to the council. Oh, all in favor, sorry. Hey, somebody out there missed that.
Giving you a minute, Brian.
Okay. Okay, direction to the council. So somebody wants to make that motion?
I'll make that one.
Okay.
Moved by Council Reid that whereas pursuant to the MGA, Section 180-1, a council may act only by resolution or bylaw. Now therefore, Council for the Village of Ryley directs all council members to immediately cease and desist all illegal practices of exercising the power of council by making decisions and taking actions that are not authorized by resolution or bylaws of the council.
Amen.
I'll second.
Amen.
All in favor? Carried. Yeah, next one.
You want to?
Moved by Mayor Dusher that whereas pursuant to MGA S2012, a council must not exercise a power of function. A councillor must not exercise a power of or function or perform a duty that is by law or bylaws specifically assigned to the chief administrative officer. Now therefore, Council for the Village of Ryley directs all councillors to immediately cease and desist the illegal practice of directing any member of the staff in any manner whatsoever. And further, that council reminds all councillors that council as a whole directs only the chief administrative officer and may do so only through resolution or bylaw in open session during a public meetings of council.
Amen.
Second that?
I'll second that.
Get back to a draft.
It doesn't mean we can't come in and say hi.
Yeah. We'll be kicked out.
Exactly.
And you shall, okay, and all in favor? Carried.
That's all it's done.
Okay.
Moved by myself that whereas pursuant to the MGA, Section 201-2, a council may not exercise a power, function, or perform a duty that is by law or bylaw specifically assigned to the chief administrative officer. Now therefore, Council for the Village of Ryley directs all councillors to immediately vacate any workspace and discontinue all official activity from within any village building, and to relinquish any and all access to village-controlled buildings, equipment, and services, except for to access to official mailboxes, attendance for council meetings, or as when their presence is specifically requested by the chief administrative officer.
Yay.
I will second that.
Yeah, that is a good one. Oh, way overdue.
Okay. All in favor? Thank you.
We'll keep you on your toes.
Yes.
Just need a sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put the sign up.
Sorry. Okay, now we're going to, the next item is, the village procedural bylaw. We're gonna make amendments to it, and, so it'll be, I'm sorry?
The next one's a weekly.
I'm sorry?
Never mind,
Oh,
they're just on here.
okay,
Yeah, they're different than our.
Yeah, okay.
okay. So we wanna recognize the, motion to recognize the village procedural bylaw. So somebody, I'll make that motion for that one.
Do you want me to do that one?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Moved by Councillor Nickel, that's moi. Whereas pursuant to the Article 6.1 of the Village Procedural Bylaw that establishes regular council meetings shall always commence at 6:45 p.m. Now therefore, council for the Village of Ryley shall cease conducting regular meetings at other times except as determined by a resolution at any regular council meeting to fix a time to which the council shall adjourn for the purposes of continuation meeting for that regular meeting only, and further that such continuation should also be held at 6:45 p.m. unless absolutely necessary.
I will second that. Okay, all in favor? Okay.
Carried.
I'll make a motion. Moved by Mayor Dusher that whereas pursuant to Article 3.1D of the Village Procedural Bylaw, that Robert's Rules of Order shall be followed where reasonable, if not addressed by the bylaw. And Robert's Rule 5 of Order establishes that motions should be seconded except in certain circumstances, as is explained in the rule. Now therefore, council for the Village of Ryley shall reacquaint with Robert's Rule 5 for seconding the motions.
I will second that.
Okay. All in favor? Carried? Sheldon?
Motion 2F-3, moved by myself. That whereas pursuant to Article 4.3 of the Village Procedural Bylaw that reinforces the MGA, the mayor calls a special meeting of council by giving at least 24 hours of notice in writing to the public, and whereas the normal practice is before the last general election of notifying the public of a meeting by the Village of Ryley, where it was to post a meeting agenda on the village website. Now therefore, council for the Village of Ryley hereby resolves a renewed transparency to the public and shall cease to desist the practice of holding secret special meetings, and shall forthwith only invoke the extraordinary measure of calling a meeting in less than 24 hours if the matter requiring council is gravely urgent. And further, notwithstanding any authority to forego notifying the public, notification of meetings shall always occur if and as reasonable as possible.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor? Okay, the next is under administrative, new business, continued under administrative matters. This is the pay schedule, and I will make that motion. I move that whereas the Village of Ryley departed from the council remuneration policy and contravened the salary payment model immediately after the general election of 2021 without a resolution of council to enact such change. And whereas council approved a per diem pay rate increase in November 2021 when the primary concern of the village was a forensic audit into village financial management. Now therefore, council for the Village of Ryley directs administration to return to council at the next regular meeting with historical information and data on council remuneration with a view to recommendations on whether council remuneration should be returned to the salary payment model as adopted in November of 2020.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Okay. Next one, if you can.
I just want to.
Oh.
This one.
Okay.
Motion 3A-2. The council for the Village of Ryley directs administration to source out To source and reproduce Schedule A to organizational meetings for the next regular council meeting, when council shall review and appoint appointments of council members to all committees, boards, and commissions.
Can I make a friendly amendment to that?
Sure.
Where it says the regular council meeting, let's go with, instead of, it'll be the next meeting of council. Because if we do nothing till between now and there'll be a lot of committees and that won't have anybody attending, so we may have.
I'll second the motion with the friendly amendment.
Okay. All in favor?
Can I do this one? Smile on her face. This is my favorite. Moved by Councillor Nicol that administration investigate legal costs against resolutions back to October 26, 2021 to determine violations of MGA sections 248 and 249 and bring back to council 249 liability prescribes disqualification pursuant to MGA section 174 1K.
All in favor? We're starting. Okay, I'll make the next motion. Moved by Mayor Dusher that administration investigate expenditures without resolutions back to October 26, 2021 with a view to determine violations of MGAs 248 and 249 and bring back report to council. Just in brackets at 249, liability prescribes disqualification pursuant to MGA S.174 1K.
I'll second the motion.
Motion 3A-5.
Oh,
Oh, so we better vote.
All in favor? Carried.
Now 3A-5.
Yeah.
I'll put this one forward that the CAO, current or interim CAO be named as designated officer to investigate and act enforce pursuant to MGA S-545.
Second that. All in favor?
Julie's gonna be busy.
Oh, geez, I'm gonna need 9 people to help me out.
Okay, and just to fill everybody in, the purpose of that motion was to, the CA already qualifies as the designated officer, but a resolution will ratify this deliberately and definitely. The idea is that MGA S-545 empowers the CAO to start the action of enforce under the MGA, which is referred to in MGA's 249, whereby the municipality can enforce the liability. Then, once the liability is established under 249, then it is disqualification pursuant to MGA's 174. So if we can, so what that means that if there's proven liability by one or more of the councillors, then they can be disqualified as councillors under MGA's 174.
You have to pay back.
And they have to pay it back.
Yay.
That is, I might as well, while I've got, I might as well read it to you, just so that everybody understands it. expenditure of money, item 248. A municipality may only make an expenditure that is included in an operating budget, interim operating budget, or capital budget, or otherwise authorized by the council. B is for an emergency, or C is legally required to be paid, such as your utilities, etc., wages and stuff like that. Okay. Now, 249 says civil liability of counselors. A counselor who makes an expenditure that is not authorized under section 248. B, votes to spend money that has been obtained under a borrowing or something that is not within the purpose for which the money was borrowed. Or C, votes to spend money that has been obtained under a grant or on something that is not within the purpose for which the grant was given. Is liable to the municipality for the expenditure or amount spent.
Beautiful.
So, so that, and then 174, it says if you're in a violation of 249, then you can be disqualified.
What's that?
Are we still okay? Okay.
So we're moving on then?
Yeah,
Administrative staff turn, we're moving to that one?
yeah.
Okay, I'll move this one. That whereas pursuant to MGA S-201-2. Oh, sorry. You talked this one, didn't you? Okay.
Yeah.
The council must not exercise the power of function or perform a duty that is by law or bylaw specifically assigned to the chief administrative officer. Now therefore, council for the village of Ryley directs the chief administrative officer to review the circumstances of the two employment terminations on or about January 12th, 2023, and confirm to council whether or not any council influenced or directed the decisions to terminate the employment of each or both of these two members of the village staff.
All in favor? Carried.
Unanimously.
Yes. Okay,
It's
now.
like Christmas all over again.
So where's the gate? No, that's your job. Oh, another big red man.
Yes. Okay, now we're going to go into the procedural bylaw, Ms. read it earlier. Amendment bylaw 2023-001. So we're going, what we've done is we've made some changes to the procedural bylaw as a result of many discussions with municipal affairs, saying that some counteract what the MGA is saying and vice versa. And you can't have, that's just not allowed. So we made some changes to it. And so now we need to move into first reading. So if somebody wants to make that motion.
I'll move that. I'll move that council for the village of Ryley now read a first time bylaw 2023-001, procedural bylaw, amending bylaw.
I will second that. Okay, all in favor? Carried. Okay, so the next one is this is now to do the first reading. We moved into it, now we have to do the first reading, so somebody wants to make that motion? Lindy?
I can do that, 5C-1.1.
Okay,
Moved by myself. The council for the village of Ryley now put a vote to first reading of bylaw 2023-001, procedural bylaw, amending bylaw.
and I will second that. All in favor? Okay, now we can go into second reading.
I move that council for the village of Ryley now read bylaw 2023-001 a second time.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Carried. Okay, the next one is, motion, 5C-2-1. Moved by myself that second reading of bylaw 2023-001 with amendments be put to a vote by council for the village of Ryley.
I'll second that.
Carried? All in favor? Okay, and for third reading, we will do that at our next regular council meeting. When all changes are,
I move that the council for the village of Ryley table bylaw 2023-001 to consider third reading at the next meeting of council.
I will second that. All in favor? Okay, we have no financial reports, and we have no correspondence, and we have no reports.
Wait, does the CIO have a report?
Oh. Oh, no.
I just want to report that I'm really happy I'm here.
Thank you, Julie.
Thank you. Okay, so, yeah, okay, we just got one motion, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, there was one that was missed, and I wondered if that was done deliberately or not. I think it was 642 or 641. It was about the legality, the lawyer, yeah. Are you addressing that motion or not?
Oh, no, we're gonna probably do that at our next
Okay.
meeting.
So it was done,
My suspicion is because at our next regular council meeting, it is gonna be a very, very large agenda. That we will have to probably do the appointments on a special meeting that we call in 2 weeks or whatever. We'll make sure everybody's aware of when that occurs. But I don't see us being able to manage, with all we were expecting our CEO to do
jump in the gun and doing something with legality. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, we did miss one.
Yeah, you gotta go to camera for.
Yeah, before we go into camera, there's one more that we missed, and it wasn't in here. And that is for me to, get a contract with Julie.
No, that's correct.
And bring it back to council for approval. So I'll need somebody to make a motion for that.
I'll move that Mayor Dusher procure a council approved contract for Ms. Julie Brownridge as the interim CAO and bring back to council for review and signing by all council members present.
Oh, that wording is beautiful.
Yes, yeah, and I'll do that too, at the same time. Yeah, you should put that in there, direction to lawyer also.
Oh, right, sorry, from the amendment from Reeves,
Yeah,
direction. I'm sure it's.
yeah.
Do we want to second it?
Yes, we do. I'll second that. All in favor? Carried. Okay. Next council meeting. Oh, we're gonna go to camera first, yes.
A little break.
Yeah, we can probably just take Julie and go into that other room in there.
I was good.
So, motion to go into camera? Okay.
I'll move that council for the village of Ryley convene in closed session at 8:10 p.m. Well, it's almost 11. Pursuant to the Municipal Government Act, Section 197, and pursuant to the Freedom of Information and Privacy Protection of Privacy Act, Section 17, disclosure harmful to personal privacy.
At 8:10, 8:11. Okay, we'll convene in.
Secondary all care.
Oh,
I'll second.
sorry.
Easy's in a hurry.
Yes.
All in favor? Carried. You did put that in.
It's on the side.
Okay, we'll adjourn to the other. Okay, I'll make a motion to return to from county session.
I'll second.
Second?
I got second at first.
Then you second.
Yes.
You didn't hear him, I heard him.
So Lindsay second that? Okay. All in favor? There we go. Carried.
You'll get used to it.
Isn't all in favor amazing?
I would like to have that recorded.
Okay, we have, one motion that we need to have made, with regards to, Nick Lee.
In this, little blurb here, follows that.
In regards to a certain
Yeah.
counselor.
Okay, so moved by Councillor Nickel that whereas the councillor appointed to the Highway 14 Water Commission has been accused by them of, by this municipal partner of Ryley as acting irregular, improper, and improvident at meetings, and whereas this councillor has brought formal complaints to the village about his, whereas this partner has brought formal complaints to the village about his conduct as and around such meetings, that now therefore council for the village of Ryley hereby suspends this councillor from attending any meetings of the partner and from representing Ryley at all council and intermunicipal committees, boards, and or commissions, and further that Ryley Council appoints an alternate for such committees, boards, and commissions at the next meeting to represent Ryley until further notice.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Carried. Okay, so we have just one more item, and that's, the next meeting. And we're changing it already. The next meeting will be March 27th at 6:45 PM in the council chambers. And
We had adjourned by
meeting adjourned.
I'll motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you. Okay,
I'll second.
okay, thank you. All in favor? Meeting adjourned.